Hey guys, been a while since I've got to do a video. I got a rare night off tonight. Normally would have had to work, but they had some machines go down, so one of the coordinators called and said, well, you don't have to come in, it's no charge. And I was like, well, it's charging my paycheck. But anyway, the only bad thing is my wife works the same place, and unfortunately she had to go in. The line she was working on had to work, so hated that part. Anyway, I got a couple hauls to show. This first one was inspired by Scott, Koestenbraumstar. He had a video where he kind of did an overview of the Marvel series, The Champions, from back in the 70s. And that was kind of one of my favorite series, too, because I'm real big into the team books. But I looked back through what I had, and I was like, I only had like maybe half the issues, or maybe, 8 or 10 issues, something like that. They were really low grade, so I think they were like all the original copies that I had when I was a kid. The only high grade one I had number 1, which I bought a few years ago, and I got it in high grade, and so I won't show it. But I got on my comic shop and bought the whole run from number 2 through number 17, and they're in fairly good grades. Got good deals on them, and they're probably anywhere from a very good find to a very fine on most of these. But I know a lot of you have probably seen this video, so if you want to just skim past this until I get the other stuff, that's fine, I understand. But anyway, just thought I'd show these real quick. Champions number 2. And number 3, I think this is... Okay, never mind. I was going to say something, but I wouldn't know what I was talking about. But another great cover, number 3. And number 4, my original copy was actually the first copy I bought of the Champions when I was a kid. And or maybe I traded it. I got it in a trade with one of my cousins back when they were reading comics. But number 4, I still got it, no cover. And so this is actually the first time that I've seen this or had this with the cover on it. I always thought this was great. Murder at Malibu. Awesome cover. Number 5. And I won't go through the storylines or anything because Scott's already done that. But this was I'd say this stack anyway was inspired by his video. So, but here we have a great Jack Kirby cover, number 6. If I know which side to show it on. And number 7. Number 8. Number 9. Number 10. Another great cover. Number 11, the little used character Black Goliath. I don't always like that character, but I think that's the way it works with me. I like all these characters that you hardly ever see them, or they get killed off, or they turn into villains, or some stupid stuff like that happens. But number 12, it's the Stranger. Number 13, a really cool Dave Cockrum cover. Number 14. Against the Swarm. This the last issue was against the Swarm too. Number 16. And number 17 with an Ernie Chan cover. I always loved the covers he did for DC, and he did a few for Marvel, but this is pretty cool. And I actually bought the issues that actually continue the story. Same thing Scott had in his video. He just I don't know why him and Tom and Howler Mouse and Captain Strangelove, they always make me spend my money, bastards. Anyway, like I said, this goes along with that series. Invincible Iron Man Annual number 4. Another cool cover against MODOK. Not sure who did this, but I really like it. And a couple more issues that kind of plays out some of the Champion stories. Spectacular Spider-Man number 17. And number 18. I think I've got one of these, but it's coverless too. Like I say, a lot of my stuff I read it till the pages fell out when I was younger. Okay, here's another haul or two. A couple of Silver Age, some Bronze Age, a lot of team books. Like I say, I'm trying to collect or fill in the gaps in my JLA collection. But I got some Avengers books. There's some great stuff. Here's Avengers 143. I think it's actually Gil Kane and maybe Mike Esposito or Frank Giosier or however you don't pronounce that guy's name on the cover. And I think it's George Perez and Sam Granger on the art. This is part of the storyline against Kang, and you have the old Western heroes involved. You know, Kid Colt, maybe Two Gun Kid. I think the Squadron Sinister / Squadron Supreme shows up in this story. So it's just characters galore, which I love. Okay, another really great cover by George Perez, number 174. I think actually Pablo Marcos did the art on this, or else he did the inks. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think it was Dave Wenzel on the pencils and Perez on the inks, if I remember right. Another awesome Perez cover, number 181. And I think this is John Byrne and Gene Day art on the interior. I also think, if I'm not mistaken, I'm thinking this is the first appearance of the second Ant-Man, Scott Lang, who I think they're making a movie about with that character in it. But I'm pretty sure this is the first appearance, not in the Ant-Man costume, but just in his civilian identity, I guess. But another great comic. There's some JLAs. This was just an upgrade of a book I already had. Justice League America number 112. This was part of the 100-page run from 110 through 116. There they are against Amazo. Nick Carty cover. Of course, you have some cool reprints in this. There's an old JLA reprint, the Super Exiles of Earth, and I think this is a 7 Soldiers of Victory. They appeared in the old 40s comic leading comics a lot, and then you have a Starman solo story. So it's a pretty cool book. That's what I always loved about these 100-pagers. I mean, you got more bang for your buck. They started out as 50 cents, and then they went up to 60 a little later on. But you know, you get a new story in the front, and then you get 2 or 3 really great reprints in the back. And there was, you know, for younger collectors, I guess there were puzzles and all sorts of stuff. But yeah, I think I'm maybe I don't know, 6 or 7 issues shy of having all the 100-pagers DC had. So, but this was an upgrade. And I got to add a couple Silver Age issues I didn't have. Justice League 52. And these are probably very good plus maybe. Sorry about the glare, I already stuck them in Mylar, so it's a cool cover. Of course, you'll notice a lot of these mid-60s JLAs, Batman is really more prominent on the cover because of the TV show. Even in the books where you know, it wasn't his books, it's just like this one, Justice League America 54 against the Royal Flush Gang. Who's front and center? Batman. So if anybody's kind of curious about that, you can go back and look at any book that Batman was in or guest starred in the 60s, mid-60s, when the old TV show was happening, and you'll see him more prominent on the cover than anybody else because it was just something to try to boost sales. I always thought that was kind of funny. Okay, I just got a reader copy of a book I just love the cover on, and I wanted to read. You know, I'm all about the swamp monster, swamp thing, and man thing, and the heap. And but here's the Hulk against the Glob, Hulk 121. It's kind of beat up. It's got a subscription crease all the way up. But this is a really, really cool cover by Herb Trimpe. So I'm eager to tear into this one. Actually found a couple of EC books for a pretty good price. It was part of the New Direction books after the Senate hearings, and Dr. Wortham, you know, wrote Seduction of the Innocent and all that. I think they went from the horror and sci-fi stuff to stuff like piracy and a lot of war comics. And this was a couple of the war books. These are really, really great covers, and they got some great art in them too. But the only thing wrong with them, whoever had them before, I can see if somebody spilled some water or coffee on them, but got some ink on the front cover. But otherwise, they're really, really good shape. But here's Aces High #2, and I believe that's a George Evans cover. I already kind of skimmed through these, and you got some art by Jack Davis. Wally Wood is in both of these issues, I think. So that's worth the price right there. But this is an awesome cover with some old biplanes. And we've got Aces High #3. You know, they got the same writing, whoever owned this book, but otherwise it's really good shape. I got both these for like under $10 a piece, so or maybe right at $10. But like I say, there's some great Jack Davis, Wally Wood, George Evans story, Bernie Krigstein artwork in these. So anybody that is a fan of EC, you know, don't pay the big bucks, you know, for the horror stuff or the sci-fi stuff or the crime suspense, and you really like the artist, I mean, this is a good way to go. It's really awesome. Biplane covers. Love those. Okay, we can't have a Shannon video without having a square-bound book. Of course, I already saw the JLA, but Fantasy Masterpieces #6. You got two great reprints of Cap and Red Skull. Jack Kirby, I should say. And then you got some reprints of old horror mystery stuff. The Lizard Men, Germ Warfare, and Chamber of Fear. And I'm sure I haven't thumbed through this, but I'm sure all these are Steve Ditko and or Jack Kirby and Don Heck, all those guys. Yeah, I really love these old square-bound books. Okay, last two. Another title I'm trying to I've started collecting it a few years ago, and I kind of got away from it, but this is one of an issue I didn't have. Warlock #4. I think most of these are Gil Kane covers. Yeah, it's pretty easy to tell. Gil Kane. #4. And I upgraded my copy of Marvel Premiere #1, Power of Warlock. I love these picture frame covers. Of course, you got the Hulk and the Thor in the background, and the Hulk and the Thor. And, I think this is probably maybe a fine plus. Got a little bitty tear up the top, but otherwise pretty high grade. Okay, guys, that's all I got for now. And as always, appreciate all comments, appreciate the views. I'll say thanks to all my new subscribers. And I keep promising to do a contest video, and I think I've come up with an idea when I get time. But I'll be doing that soon, hopefully. But as always, onward and upward.